There is a variety of equity-based derivative securities also available to those who would like to invest in equity. In this section, we will consider these types of securities in more detail. In general, we can distinguish between depository receipts and option-type securities when talking about equity-based derivative securities. Depository receipts are the certificates that represent the ownership of the security which is issued under a foreign legislation and is deposited in an overseas depository. On the other hand, option-type securities act as call options, providing the holder with the opportunity to make a trade with the company's equity at the predetermined conditions. Let's start with depository receipts. One of the most common types of depository receipts is an American depository receipt, which is a negotiable certificate issued by an American bank representing a specified number of equity securities in a foreign stock that is traded in the US. The thing is that it's prohibited to trade foreign stocks in the United States. Thus, an American investor who would like to invest overseas but still is willing to stay within American legislation needs to contact his broker and make him contact the local broker in the country of origination of the company who's interested in. Then the local broker buys the underlying equity at the local exchange and deposits these stocks in the local custodian. The local custodian confirms the custody to an American bank, for example, the Bank of New York Mellon, as shown at this scheme. And then the Bank of New York Mellon acts as an issuer for the American depository receipt, which is a security issued under American legislation. This security makes American investors better off because it helps them protect against currency and legal risks while having a chance to invest overseas. In the previous example, we have considered the so-called unsponsored American depository receipt, which refers to the situation when the origination for American depository receipt issuance is made by an investor, not the issuer of the underlying equity. So this receipt is called unsponsored. However, most American depository receipts are sponsored, which means that they are originated by the issuing company itself. It can be issued either on existing equity securities or on new equity securities. And in this respect, we can introduce at least 4 types of American depository receipts which can be issued. If you are interested in issuing American depository receipts on existing equity, then you will be likely to use Level 1 or Level 2 American depository receipts. The difference is that Level 1 American depository receipts are not traded at exchanges, thus making it easier to issue and requiring less information disclosure than the Level 2 ADR, which can be traded at exchanges and require the company to publish all the information, accounting standards, and other documents according to American principles. A company may also undertake an IPO or SPO at the American market by issuing Level 3 ADRs or the ADRs under the Rule 144A or Regulation S. There is almost no difference between Level 2 and Level 3 ADR, except for the thing that the Level 3 are issued on new equity securities. Just as Level 2, they are exchange-traded and require a high degree of information disclosure from the issuer. ADR issued under Regulation 144A are placed privately among the qualified institutional investors, while Regulation S, American Depository Receipts, are placed among foreign investors. Option-type equity-based securities include warrants, rights, and employee stock options. I would like to make the difference between derivative securities and derivatives, because these option-based securities are not options themselves. And the difference is rather clear. All these securities are issued by the company that issues the underlying equity. However, options can be traded and issued by any other counterparty. However, all these three types of equity-based securities are like call options from the economic point of view. So let's consider them one by one. In finance, a warrant is a security that entitles the holder to buy the underlying stock of the issuing company at a fixed price, which is called exercise price, until the expiry date. Warrants are frequently attached to bonds or preferred stocks as a sweetener, allowing the issuer to pay lower interest rates or dividends. They can also be used to enhance the yield of the bond and make these securities more attractive to potential investors. Warrants can also be used in private equity deals as well. Frequently, these warrants are detachable and can be sold independently of the bond or stock. A rights issue, on the contrary, is an invitation to existing shareholders to purchase additional new shares in the company. This type of issue gives existing shareholders securities called rights. With the rights, the shareholder can purchase new shares at a discount to the market price on a stated future date. The company is giving shareholders a chance to increase their exposure to the stock at a discount price, so that shareholders can buy new shares at a discount for a certain period. Finally, an employee stock option is the label that refers to the compensation contracts between an employer and an employee that carries some characteristic of a financial call option. The thing is that such options are used to retain, reward, and attract employees, and the objective is rather simple. As a call option, its holder will receive an increase in value if the underlying stock price goes up. This acts as an incentive for the manager to increase his or her efforts in order to make the company value higher, which will in turn increase the value of his or her employees' options used as the compensation. Such options are also used as golden handcuffs if their value has increased drastically, because an employee leaving the company will also be effectively leaving behind a large amount of potential cash. So that's why retaining good managers is also a very important reason of issuing employee stock options. Here on this table, you can see the comparison between these three types of option-based securities. Generally, these securities came from Anglo-Saxon market, and for a long time they were primarily used in the countries like the US, the UK, and some Commonwealth countries. The situation is changing somehow, and nowadays such securities, especially the employees' options and warrants, are getting more and more popular well beyond the Anglo-Saxon world.